We're looking at a picture of my grandma and me. Let's see if I can get that in better light. This is a picture of my grandma and me when I was 12, I think. I didn't start wearing a watch when I was 12. I was really, really close to her. And she died in 1995. November 9th, 1995. Today is the 19th anniversary of when she died. And it's a really, really hard day for me. But I want you to know something. The people we love never leave us. As long as they are in your memory, they will be with you forever. If they wrote something down, they are on that paper they wrote on. And even if nobody else knows who it was that wrote that, you will know. And their words will be immortal. Think of authors who died centuries ago, and their books are still in libraries. Their books are being sold online. Their books are ebooks now. They're digital. Think of composers who died centuries ago, like Mozart and Beethoven and Bach and Brahms and all of them. We're still singing their music. I sang something by Brahms today in choir. They're immortal because their music is still being sung today. And the people you love. It doesn't matter where they're buried or whether they're cremated or whatever. You know, they are gone from you in the physical sense. But mentally, they are in your memory and they are part of you. And even though their soul has gone on to heaven and you can't really see them anymore, and it's kind of a one-way conversation when you talk to them, they're still there. My grandma is still all around me. My middle name is Grace. Her first name was Grace. I'm named after her. And today we sang a lot of hymns with the word grace in them, so I think it was kind of her way of acknowledging the day, even though it's very difficult for me. It's actually just went past 12:09, and that's the time of day that she died. It was 12:09 in the afternoon, and it's 12:11 now. So it's funny that I would be blogging about her right at the 19th anniversary moment of when she died. I would give anything to be able to pick up the phone and call her and hear her say, "Hi, sweetheart," because that's how she always used to greet me. She would always say, "Hi, sweetheart," just like that, and I really miss her, but I know that she is not completely gone. She lives on in my name and the fact that I'm talking about her. My grandma was a wonderful woman. She used to crochet for the people in convalescent homes. She would always have the Afghan across her lap, and she would just crochet while we were watching the soap operas together. And Wednesday was Grandma's Day, and we would just hang out together. You know, it was a fun thing. We would do it over the summer because, you know, summer break. You know, we couldn't do it during the school year, but it was our day, and we would trade the TV. You know, she would watch her soap operas until like 2 o'clock or so, and then she would turn it over to Nickelodeon, and we would watch cartoons together. So we would watch each other's shows, and so when I hear like The Price is Right on TV, or when I hear Days of Our Lives on TV, you know, the theme song for it, you know, da 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 da, these are the days of our lives, you know, I think of being over at my grandma's house. When I see yarn, I think of my grandma. When I see crochet hooks, I think of my grandma. And when I hear the word grace, or I see it written, I think of my grandma. And that's how she has immortalized herself in my heart. Just think of someone you love, whether they're living or not, and just think of those little things that was just them, their thing. And you remember that, and either you cry or you smile. It depends on how raw the loss is. That's how they're immortal. That's how people are immortal. They ingrain themselves in your memory, and they stay there. And whether you believe in heaven or not, the people we love never really leave us because we remember them. But sometimes I really wish I could hear her talk back, you know? You know, she died right in the middle of, you know, when I was in high school, just being bullied, and I would go to her and talk to her about it. I would tell her these kids are so mean to me, and she would not talk. She would not give me advice. She would listen. She would hear me, and I feel like she was the only one that heard me when I felt so alone. And when she died, I felt so alone. But I always remembered what she said. You know, because I would help take care of her, and she would always say, I don't know what I would do without you. There's a butterfly out there. Sorry, there's just butterfly. Two butterflies flitting around. I don't know if you can see them. They're white, so they're probably... That was probably my grandma and grandpa right there, popping by. But my grandma always used to say, I don't know what I would do without you. And I always used to say, well, I don't know what I would do without you either. And then I had to do it. And that's hard. Every November 9th is really hard for me. But I know that she still loves me, and I know that I'm going to see her again, because that's what I believe. I'm going to see her again. And like I said, what you believe, it's not so important as what you remember. So keep the people you love close. Keep them here, and keep them here, and they'll never be gone. Not completely. I love you, Grandma.